Hey y'all! On this week's edition of What We Eat in a Week, I'm excited to share some cozy fall meals that my family just loves. We'll be fixing up a hearty fall pot roast with root veggies and some mouth-watering meatballs. So grab your apron and let's get cooking, country style. Chop some carrots. I like to dice them up pretty good. Then dice up some celery, a large onion, or in my case, 2 small onions. Mince about 5 cloves of garlic. And in all of these veggies here, you can just chop as much or as little as you want to whatever your heart desires. I got this recipe from a book called Fresh from the Farm, a year of recipes and stories, and this is just my version of it. I changed a little bit because I never have all the ingredients. I'm taking some thyme and rosemary, and I'm going to chop those up a little bit. I'm going to take a large chuck roast and season with my house seasoning, which I'll leave a link up above. I'm using my beautiful Ninja crock pot or multi-cooker. I'm going to put some olive oil in the bottom and then sear that roast off really well on both sides. I'm going to remove it from the pan, and then I'm going to add some butter and saute my veggies. I'm adding the garlic last so it don't burn. Once those are softened, I'm going to add about half of a small can of tomato paste and 2 bay leaves and mix them around and get them sauteing again. I got the cheapest dark red or Merlot or Cabernet, I don't know what they're called, from the Dollar General. And I'm putting about 1/4 cup in there, and then I'm adding my rosemary and my thyme, and I'm going to mix that up good. Then I'm going to take my chuck roast and place it in there. And make sure you pour that juice in there with it. And then I'm gonna fill it up with some beef broth or stock just until it covers the very top of it. And this day I didn't have a lot of time, so I placed a lid on it and cooked it for about 6 hours, but normally I go 10. Here I'm gonna peel a sweet potato and chop it up into cubes, bite-sized cubes, about 1 inch, 1 inch squares. That ain't an inch, but it's okay. Then I'm gonna slice up some parsnips, and I did about 3 or 4 of these, and then I'm gonna roughly chop a red onion and half Brussels sprouts. I did a pound bag. All I did was pour some olive oil, salt, and pepper, and then I put it in an air fryer and air fried it at 375 for 30 minutes, and I made sure to stir it every now and then. Here's my pot roast when it's done. I shred it up, and then I'm gonna make a cornstarch slurry because I wanted it a little thicker. And I just added about 2 tablespoons of cornstarch and then 2 to 3 tablespoons of water. And I poured it into my gravy mixture in my pot until I liked the thickness. And then I cooked it for about 10 more minutes. This autumn or fall pot roast is delicious. I highly recommend that cookbook. Like I said, it's not exactly like it, but I did get inspiration from that cookbook. There's my bacon mac and cheese. I'll leave that linked above as well. And then there's the little root veggies, and that is so good with this pot roast. I highly recommend. Meatball meatloaf. Oh, wait, I've called that meatloaf meatballs in the beginning. My bad. Anyway, here I'm cutting up some sourdough. I made this in the crock pot. I plan on sharing that next week. I've been really behind, guys. I'm so sorry. It's just been a lot of crazy stuff going on. I'm putting some olive oil in on top of them in a bowl. I just cubed that bread up. And then I'm going to throw some Italian seasoning on top and salt and pepper. For this recipe, I have always combined Ina Garten's, I think that's how you say her name, sorry if that's wrong, and Paula Dean's recipe, and made this. I've done this for 10 years now. I'm going to pour those croutons, or about to be croutons, into a little thing because my oven's still broke at this point. It is fixed now. And I'm going to cook them on about 400 for 10 minutes, flipping them every so often to make sure that they're all evenly browned. I'm going to put them in a food processor and process them or chop them up, puree them until they are nice and thin. And then I'm going to chop an onion. I'm going to saute this onion in some olive oil over medium heat until it's nice and soft. After it's nice and soft, I'm going to take that other half of the can that I had used yesterday for the pot roast and put it in there, stir it around, add some chicken stock. I used about a half a cup or 3/4 a cup maybe, and a few dashes of Worcestershire or Chestershire. Then I'm going to add 3 pounds of ground sirloin into a bowl. I'm going to take those delicious smelling breadcrumbs that we made earlier and put 3 cups in. This is a 2-cup measuring cup, so I just kind of guesstimated, you know. Then I'm going to add some parsley flakes, salt and pepper, and then I'm going to put in 2 eggs. I'm going to pour in about 1/4 cup of heavy cream. That might be more like 2 tablespoons. I'm really bad at measuring that thing. I love heavy cream. And then I'm going to mix it with my hands because that is the best way, in my opinion, to get it all incorporated. That's how thick your onion little thing we made should be. And when it's cooled off, which I didn't wait, but you should wait till it's cooled off, you pour it into your meat mixture and mix it around. And I just mixed it with a spoon until it was cool enough to handle if you decide to do it hot. Now, tons of people say don't over mix your meatloaf. I don't agree with that. I actually prefer the texture of it kind of compacted. I don't find that it doesn't become, it's not less tender in my opinion. I feel like it's still pretty good. So that's what I do. I'm going to spray a little pan, and then I'm going to take my huge cookie or ice cream scoop, and I'm going to ball it up. This is probably a cup at a time, a cup worth of a meatball, and put it into my pan. For the topping, I'm going to take about 2 cups of ketchup, a 1/3 cup of brown sugar, the last 2 tablespoons I had of Dijon mustard, and some Worcestershire, and some water, and then I'm going to mix that up. You're going to baste your meatballs before you put them in a 350 oven, and this will take about 35 to 45 minutes for these to cook. And then every 15 minutes, you're going to baste your meatballs, and they are going to come out so yummy. And I like them, honestly, a little burnt on the top. I just think that's so delicious. It's all caramelized, you know? Anyway, thank y'all for being so patient with me. I appreciate every single one of you. I hope y'all are having a great quote-unquote fall. It's 103 in Texas, but you know what? That's okay. I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.
Put a thumbs up, like, and subscribe. Bye-bye.